I've helped dozens of agency owners generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue by using simple client acquisition systems. I've also been coaching and consulting AI agency owners every single day, even doing live coaching calls inside of AI groups, helping them refine their offers, fix their messaging, and actually start booking clients. So in this video, I'll walk you through everything step by step that you need to do to get consistent clients for your own AI agencies. Let's get right into it. Okay, so here are the 3 steps that you need to take to get clients for your AI agency, okay? So the challenge that you're facing as an AI agency owner, and especially someone who has more of a technical background, is that you are amazing, and I mean amazing, at building sophisticated AI systems. You understand complex technical architecture like LLMs, nodes, RAGs, all this crazy stuff. You can solve difficult engineering problems, and you can create innovative automation solutions for those problems. You're amazing at that. As an AI agency owner, you're more than likely not. You're more likely naturally a product builder. You probably have some type of IT or coding background, or you just understand building products really well. But the thing is, you struggle with positioning your services clearly and framing it in a way that makes you stand out versus everybody else who's also selling AI. You struggle with finding and closing clients consistently. You struggle with communicating value in business terms and actually like having actually knowing like what are you actually selling. And then again, you struggle with standing out in a crowded market. More than likely, this is you, right? Be honest, like this, just raise your hand and be like, yes, that is me, Arian, because I can guarantee you after speaking to a lot of AI agency owners, this is what they struggle with, but they're really good at all this other product building stuff. They just don't know how to position themselves and find and close clients consistently, right? So in this video and in this document, I'm going to show you how you can get clients consistently, because getting clients doesn't require technical genius. You're not really building out any sort of like crazy workflow. It's very simple. And yes, it will take a little bit of a learning curve, but it's not that hard as you make it seem like. Again, it requires a systematic approach, and I'm going to break it down into 3 actionable steps and simple steps, right? It's not too difficult. You just have to have the right systems in place, and you'll be able to sign clients. So the 3-step roadmap that I'm going to talk about in this video is number 1, getting out of your head, going from technical thinking to outcome-driven communication, simplifying your offer, picking one niche, one problem, and one clear promise, and then executing with cold outreach, launching consistent, predictable outreach that actually books calls, right? Simple but effective, right? It's you don't need to overcomplicate it. I know you as a product builder and you as an AI agency owner, you might be like, well, what about this and this? No. Simple always scales and simple always wins. Occam's razor. So first thing I'm going to touch on is getting out of your head. Like literally, this is the first step. I need you to really dial this in, right? This is the easiest but most critical mindset shift, right? I need you as an AI agency owner to stop thinking like an engineer, explaining how the AI works, the technology stack, or like the algorithm, the LLM, the RAG, the no, like all of that stuff. Stop thinking like that when you're talking to these business owners, and start thinking like a salesperson or marketer explaining what AI delivers, whether it's time saved, calls booked, revenue generated, etc., etc. So stop thinking like an actual like engineer. Right. I know that might be counterintuitive. You're like, yeah, but like I literally do this 24/7. I build this stuff out and I have to think like an engineer. Yes, that is true. But when you're speaking to other business owners who could potentially be clients of yours, you have to start thinking like a marketer and a salesperson, or else they're not going to understand your technical mumbo jumbo limbo. Right. I just made that word up, but you need to start thinking like a marketer and engineer. Right. Don't sell what AI or marketer and salesperson. Don't sell what AI is, sell what AI does. And if you've, especially true if you've read, hold up, if you can see this guy's books in the back. Where's he at? Hermosi's books in the back. His offer creation will makes it super easy for you. Now, that's the stuff that I'm going to go over in this video, and we're going to think more like an actual marketer, right? So again, this is the language that actually sells. The technical talk that you might have is like, and again, these are just examples. I don't know how accurate these are, but you tell me, right? Technical talk. We use NLP and machine learning models, or our AI agent leverages GPT-5, or advanced automation with API integrations, or conversational AI with sentiment. And like, they're not going to like, if you're selling to like a local dental clinic down the street or a local roofer, they're not going to understand what the fuck you're saying. They're going to be like, what does that mean? Like, what does that actually do for me? Instead, you want to be more outcome driven. So like, we help you capture every missed call. Never lose another lead after hours. I don't know. I said after hours. Never lose another after hours lead. Book consultations while you sleep. Turn website visitors into scheduled appointments. These are more outcome-driven solutions. While this on the left, the technical talk, just gets you nowhere with these businesses. This is the service you're actually fulfilling on, but this is the offer. So you have to understand the difference between these two, and you need to get out of your head. Stop thinking like an engineer and start thinking more like a marketer and a salesperson. Sorry, I have to finish my coffee, but start thinking more like a marketer and salesperson. So again, businesses don't buy AI. They buy time saved, or money made. Fundamentally, every single B2B offer, like business to business offer, are these things, but especially AI. They're every single B2B business, whether you're selling any sort of software, any sort of marketing services, AI services, lead generation services. Fundamentally, every single B2B offer will either be more time saved, more money saved, or more money made. That's all the three things you'll be pitching, but it's variation of them depending on who you're selling to and what the pain points that they have. It's kind of like you have a beautiful and powerful engine that you've made for a car, but you've actually never gone ahead and shown people what it can do. That's what your AI product is right now. You've built this beautiful engine under the hood, and you've just kept polishing it, refining it, adding little tweaks here and there, but no one's actually seen what can this do. Like no one can actually see it in action, right? Like you, let's say if you're a car enthusiast, all of the, I'm not a car enthusiast, so just excuse my language here, but you know all of what the valves do and how the engine works and how it's 3.8 liters, I don't know. But when you go to someone down the street, like a regular person down the street, they're not going to know that stuff, right? All they'll know is like when you drive it in action and they hear the that's what they know. And it's something similar to this aspect where like they don't know about these NLM, these nodes, these API integrations, but they do know how they can book more calls or how they can save more time and whatnot. So focus on getting out of your head. Think more like a marketer and less like an engineer. And by the way, guys, I did actually do a 13-slide AI lead generation masterclass. I did a whole 50-minute video on my channel, and I had this 12 or 13 slides, essentially 12 or 13 slides breakdown of how to do AI lead generation by using cold outreach. And it's the same slide that we had. I believe we had 20 people in there on the call. And so if you're interested in getting that slides and getting all that, join my community below. I have a free school community all about cold outreach mastery, and you can get access to these slides. But anyway, let's keep going, right? So after you've gotten out of your head, what you now need to do is like, okay, now I'm a marketer. Now we need to simplify your offer, right? And again, I see this with AI agency owners all the time. They don't know what offer or what niche or what market they're selling to. What I need you to do is pick one niche, whether that's law firms, med spas, contractors, doesn't matter. Just choose one and just go down and own it, right? Then you need to solve one problem, whether it's missed calls, after-hour leads, slow follow-up, whatever it may be. Get creative with it. I'm sure you as AI agency owner, you're going to go immediately to ChatGPT and research different problems and that they have. You know what to do. I'm not going to tell you about that. So just focus on that. And then finally, make one promise. Make a end result that they'll get by working with you. So a specific measurable outcome that they can expect. That's it. One niche, one problem, one promise. Boom. Simple. So when you specialize, especially as a beginner, you sound credible and the fulfillment becomes easy. Rather than working with this niche and this niche and this niche and just saying, I help all businesses. In the beginning, focus on one niche and make sure it's high ticket and make sure it's a good niche, by the way. But make it so that they see you as expert. So, for example, what sounds better? We help businesses with AI. Well, that could be anything, right? That could mean anything. Or we help roofers automate their follow-up so that they have less missed calls every single month. That's a lot better, right? And that second option, it sounds so much more specific that you can charge more for, right? So really focus on picking one niche, one problem, and one promise. You see, simplicity scales faster than complexity, especially as a beginner. I know you as a product engineer, you're going to be like, oh, but we got to do this and this and this. But like, no, you don't need to do all that. Make it simple, make it super easy, and make the process super easy. And I promise you'll scale a lot faster than having all these other options, right? So here's the winning offer formula. And again, we're going to go based off of this man, Hormozi's offer formula mostly, but pretty much, It's going to be who you help. So let's say we help law firms, med spas, contractors. What you deliver, add an extra 8 to 15 extra booked appointments every single month without spending on ads, by converting missed calls, after hours leads, and slow form replies. That's how you do it, right? So who you help, what you deliver, and how you do it. That's literally it. Here's some examples. Again, these are not super specific, but take these as examples to get your brain going. So for example, we help law firms book 10 to 15 missed calls automatically using AI receptionists. Not bad. We help med spas convert after-hour leads into consultations. Okay. We help contractors follow up within 60 seconds using AI, voice, and SMS. Done. Right? So these are just examples again. So take these with a grain of salt, but you get the point. Take your AI automation offer and turn it into an end result-based offer. So I'll give you an example. I had a coaching client who is selling AI solutions, right? And for his offer, I believe it's like an AI chatbot, right? So instead of just saying, hey, we'll install an AI chatbot in your business, we literally said, hey, we'll help you add an additional 10 to 15 booked calls every single month on your team without running 10 to 15 booked calls every single month without running any sort of marketing or ads or SEO, right? It's fundamentally it's the same thing. The service is the same. It's just the AI chatbot, but it can you're just molding it to an end result that someone will get. And that same offer, you can twist it different ways. So instead of saying maybe 10 to 15 booked calls, you can also say, we'll help save your receptionist 20 to 40 hours a month, right? It's just, like I said, it's the same service. You're just twisting the offer in a different way. It's a different end result that they'll get. But the service is still the same, whether it's time saved, more revenue generated, more calls booked, yada, 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 right? So take your AI automation offer, your boring AI automation offer, and turn it into end result based offer, right? Then once you have the offer, the niche, and you know where you're going to go down, you want to execute with cold outreach. So with your mindset shifted and your offer simplified, it's time for consistent outreach. Cold email still remains the most reliable way to get clients when done right, especially as a beginner. And let me explain to you why. Paid ads. Let's say you run paid ads as a beginner. The thing is, if you don't have a paid ads background, it's going to get expensive and it's difficult if you've never ever done it. And so, yes, this works. By the way, all three of these methods work. I'm just telling you why cold email works better, specifically for AI agency owners and specifically for more so beginners, right? Paid ads, again, if you don't have a paid ads background, it's going to be expensive and it's going to be a little hard to learn. You know, you're not going to know what you're going to be doing inside the meta ads library, and you might end up burning a lot of money. So it scales really good if you know how to do it right, but it is pretty difficult. Content. It's very slow. Like literally, it can take you 6 months, a year to sign your first client from consistently posting, but it can get you results after a while. Again, it compounds like crazy. I know because I make content myself, and it's still, yes, it works, but in my opinion, as a beginner, it doesn't make sense because you need money now. You don't need money tomorrow. You need money now. But at the same time, you don't have the money to throw on ads, or at least the amount of money that you have to throw on ads, right? So that's why I highly suggest you do cold email. So you see, cold email, it doesn't take too long to get results while also being a lot more cost effective. It doesn't take you 6 months to start seeing calls booked if you know how to do it right. It can take you literally 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Easy. And it's a lot more cost effective than paid ads. If you go through the system that I'm going to mention here, it's really only $300 to $500 a month, right? Versus ads, it could be $200 per qualified meeting or $300 per qualified meeting, which is ridiculous, right? With $300 to $500 a month on cold email, you can book 10 calls. So you can literally 10x that. So cold email still to this day is the best way to get clients. And here is how you execute with cold email, right? What you want to do is you want to call out a pain. So call out a real visible problem that the prospect is facing. You want to have an offer and you have a call to action. So for example, for pain, just saying, hey, you're losing leads after hour because no one's answering the phone. That's a pain that a lot of businesses have. Like, like after hours, like no one's actually answering the phone. The offer, just present your AI solution as a simple fix. Focus on the outcomes. Remember, focus on the outcomes, not the features. So example is, we built an AI receptionist that instantly follows up with missed calls and books them into your calendar, recovering 10 to 15 calls a month. Solid offer. And then a call to action, right? Use a soft close that invites curiosity, not pressure, right? Can I send you a quick 2-minute video breaking it down? Or want me to share how this works for firms like yours? And I really want to dial down on the call to action, because the pain and offer, I'm sure you guys get, but for call to action, do not pitch a call in the first email. Think about it. If you're a stranger receiving an email, right? Let's say you get an email out of nowhere and this guy says that he'll help you book 10 to 15 extra calls. You'll be like, I mean, well, this is the first time I've ever heard about you. Why would I just get on a call with you just because, right? So do not pitch a call in the first email. Instead, do this, which is called a soft call to action, where you just say, hey, can I send you more information? Can I send you a video? And the second point on the call to action is videos for AI agency owners are key. Because if you can record like a 3-minute demo, pretty much with your face, like a loom like this, and with your face on their website, and then you go to like how the I guess agent or software works, they'll be like, wow, that's well, number one, he's on my website. He took the time to personalize the approach, and number two, he actually showed me how it works. I'm interested to get on a call with these guys. And I highly urge you, because your stuff is so technical and people want to see it in action, to use this second call to action of 2-minute video or 3-minute video, whatever it may be, and record a demo video, because it'll perform super well. Super well. Highly recommend it, right? So for example, here is a full example cold email. So subject line can be quick idea about missed calls. Hey, first name, I noticed that your company closes at 5 p.m. Most firms lose 20 to 30% of leads after hours. We built an AI receptionist that books those missed calls automatically and sends a follow-up text within 60 seconds, helping you recover 10 to 15 calls a month automatically. Can I send you a quick 2-minute video breaking down how it works? Solid offer. You see, it's not like a gigantic wall of text. You have a pain, you have an offer, and your email is super easy to say to by having a call to action. So definitely go for this type of approach. Again, this is an example that I just spun up in like 30 seconds, but this type of approach where it's very short, it's to the point, it calls out a pain, offer, and call to action, performs super, super well. So that's it for executing cold email. So here is like your action plan recap, right? Step number one, mindset. Get out of your head. Don't explain the AI technology when you're speaking to these business owners. They're not going to be technical, especially these local guys. Start selling outcomes. So whether that's time saved, or money made. Number two is clarity on the offer. Pick one niche, one problem, one promise, and use this guy's offer formula to craft your compelling offer. And then finally, execution. Build a lead list. Write short emails. You can find signals as well. If somebody, let's say you're reaching out to companies who got funded, and just send volume. Send out tons and tons of outreach volume, and you'll be able to sign your first or maybe your first couple AI agency clients. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. And again, if you want more free guides, like I mentioned, the AI agency lead generation guide that I did inside of a coaching call inside of an AI community, you can join my community. I also have other guides like 5 cold email scripts to help you book calls instantly, 4 cold email CTAs, 3 subject lines that can book you calls. Everything is all plug and play here that you can find inside of my school community. So go ahead, check that out, and everything is there for you. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.